The Vietnamese military company Viettel unveiled its missile transporter vehicles. Painted in camouflage, carrying ballistic systems, they rolled past the reviewing stand with precision. Their presence was not only a show of force, but also of domestic technological development. Vietnam was declaring its future defences will be homegrown. This parade was more than a military showcase. It was a carefully choreographed blend of history and modern ambition. 80 years ago, Vietnam's struggle was against colonial rule. Today, its challenges are maritime disputes, modernization, and regional security rivalries. The choice of Ba Dinh Square as the stage was no coincidence. Here, history lingers in every stone, every echo. The leaders standing on the grandstand looked out across generations of sacrifice, from wars against French and American forces to today's contest for influence in Asia. Observers note that such a display also carries a message to the South China Sea's contested waters. Vietnam, which has clashed repeatedly with Beijing over sovereignty claims, used the occasion to reinforce its narrative. It will not be sidelined, it will not bow. The parade's inclusion of foreign soldiers, especially from China and Russia, sent a nuanced signal. While Vietnam stands firm against encroachment, it is not isolated. Instead, it seeks to project both solidarity and deterrence. For the Vietnamese people, this day was not only about military might, it was about unity, resilience, and national pride. Families filled the streets, waving flags as they watched their country's forces march past. The sight of soldiers, sailors, and aviators parading together symbolized not only a defense of territory, but also the defense of identity. 80 years on, Vietnam's message remains clear. The journey from colonial subjugation to national sovereignty has been long and costly, but today's parade shows a nation determined to safeguard its independence, with discipline in the skies, vigilance on the seas, and strength on the ground. And so, from the skies above Hanoi to the depths of the South China Sea, Vietnam marked its 80-year independence anniversary, not only with remembrance, but with resolve. The message to the world was unmistakable. Vietnam is not a small nation in history's shadow. It is a nation that stands proud, armed, and ready, carrying the legacy of its past into the battles and negotiations of its future. From Hanoi, Vietnam, where today history and modern power converged in a spectacle of military pride. On September 2nd, 2025, Vietnam marked the 85th anniversary of its independence, the day in 1945 when revolutionary leader Ho Chi Minh declared a democratic republic of Vietnam free from French colonial rule. 8 decades later, the nation honored that moment with a parade of extraordinary scale, designed to remind both its citizens and the world of Vietnam's resilience and growing strength. From the skies above Hanoi, the Vietnamese flag billowed in the wind, carried by helicopters in tight formation. Each turn of the blades echoed both defiance and determination. Mid-shots revealed the precision of Su-30 pilots, the pride of Vietnam's Air Force. These images were not only a display of discipline, but also a message. Vietnam controls its skies, and it intends to keep it that way. Then the lens shifted to the seas, where warships cut through the water with steady force. Submarines followed beneath the waves, their presence more subtle, but no less powerful. Together, the air and sea elements showcased Vietnam's growing military readiness at a time of intensifying disputes in the South China Sea. On the ground, Ba Dinh Square, the symbolic heart of Vietnam's revolution, filled with thousands of marching soldiers. Their boots hit the pavement in unison, echoing across the square where Ho Chi Minh once stood to proclaim independence. Female soldiers followed, their steps equally measured, embodying both discipline and equality within the ranks. Foreign contingents also joined the parade. Chinese and Russian troops marched side by side with Vietnamese forces, signaling deepening military partnerships. Their presence underscored Vietnam's balancing act, honoring its independence while aligning carefully with powerful allies in a multipolar world. As the parade intensified, columns of tanks rumbled past Ba Dinh Square. On one vehicle, a female soldier saluted firmly, capturing the attention of the crowd. Behind her came an array of artillery and missile launchers, each one an unmistakable reminder of Vietnam's determination to defend its sovereignty.
Chiến sĩ cả nước và bạn bè quốc tế đang vừa tám thành công và quốc khánh nước Cộng hòa xã hội chủ nghĩa. Mặt trận Tổ quốc Việt Nam
hạnh phúc trong kỷ nguyên mới, kỷ nguyên vươn mình cất cánh, tượng trưng cho ước nguyện dân tộc cường thịnh trường tồn.
Vùng trời từ những con thuyền thô có khả năng tác chiến dài ngày trong mọi điều kiện, nơi đầu sóng, bảo vệ chủ quyền biển đảo, biên đội tàu chiến, tàu ngầm điện thời tiết, được trang bị tên lửa. Tổ quốc
chế độ phong kiến, tạo bước ngoặt lịch sử, đưa đất nước ta từ một xứ thuộc địa
trong sự nghiệp xây dựng và bảo vệ Tổ quốc. Ngày nay, sẵn sàng chiến đấu, bảo vệ vững chắc độc lập, chủ quyền lãnh thổ của Tổ quốc. Từ chiến dịch Điện Biên Phủ, lừng lẫy Nam Châu, chấn động địa cầu, đến
bạn là đối tác tin cậy, thành viên có trách nhiệm của cộng đồng quốc tế, lan tỏa và nhân dân giao phó, luôn phát huy tinh thần độc lập, tự chủ, hữu
viết nên những trang sử hào hùng về tinh thần đoàn kết, chống kẻ thù xâm lược.
Này là khối quốc kỳ Liên bang Nga, hộ tống khối quốc kỳ là đội tiêu binh không ngừng được củng cố, tình đoàn kết, hữu nghị truyền thống và quan hệ đối tác và hải quân trong chiến tranh vệ.
Tiếp theo, đặc biệt, xe chỉ huy thông tin trinh sát BRDM2 trang bị súng máy 1405 và súng máy song song.
Nghiên cứu và sản xuất. Tổ hợp bao gồm xe chỉ huy chiến đấu, nạp tên lửa và các loại đạn tên lửa đối hạm có tầm bắn khác nhau, biển, thu thập, xử lý thông tin, lựa tuần tiêu diệt và thực hiện đòn đánh tên lửa trong điều kiện tác chiến hiện đại.